Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Stacia.
Hello.
Who else do we have here?
Hi.
Hi, Aletta and
Hi.
Tiffany,
Hello.
Erica. Did you guys get my message to switch to Zoom quickly
Yes,
enough? Okay.
happy about that.
Yeah, I was like, I forget Teams. I don't like Microsoft. What's going on? I couldn't figure out how to record or do anything, so forget it.
Okay,
Stick with
so
what I know and I'll improve from here.
where do you?
Love it.
All right. All right. So thank you for joining me today. And I am gonna definitely through March, I'm gonna have
Oh
this
my
every
God,
Monday
it's huge. Can
at
you take a video? Take a video. Yeah, it's huge.
what's huge?
Oh, sorry. We're a hawk, a huge hawk.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't know I was on. I thought I was
No, that's
muted.
okay. That's okay. Maybe that hawk needed to come through as our eagle eye perspective, right? Giving us a higher perspective, taking the
Yes,
hawk's view. So
yes.
beautiful. Thank you actually for that. Yeah, so if we can go ahead and all make sure to mute. And yeah, okay, cool. So thank you for taking time to meet me today. I keep getting some pretty clear guidance on how important stillness is for many reasons. And I'm just going to share this today. And then from this moving forward, we'll just drop right in. And I won't speak long so we can be efficient with our time. And I'll cap it right at 30 minutes. But particularly in the Pisces season that we're in, with so many planetary energies in Pisces, and that's really opening our extrasensory perceptions, opening our intuitive abilities and telepathic abilities, and just our dream worlds, like I had talked about last time, just really allowing ourselves that space to be quiet and to not miss what our higher selves and souls are guiding us to know at this point in time. And then also a lot of the higher frequency energies and maybe even some galactic energies are going to keep kicking up. And March is a hotspot month, and April, to where the energies are going to move fast, they're going to move quick. And so, really, just having those practices of anchoring into stillness is going to be even more important, not just to stay grounded as the world is always ever present chaos, and things are just going to move faster. So it keeps just being really clear that we need stillness, one, to help our nervous system, and two, to be able to allow space for messages to come through in whatever ways that we are receiving those. And then also just to, again, come back into um, this stillness within that provides just so much space of between all of our thoughts, between being reactive, being able to make those conscious choices and decisions as we move forward, but really practicing to strengthen our ability to focus. So if the elements are trying to communicate to us, or our guides are trying to communicate to us, or we're needing to open our physical bodies to receive more downloads or upgrades, there that level of communication really requires an ability to focus. Um, so really the intention behind this doesn't have to be anything other than a stillness meeting, just really practicing the ability to be still and to just be, to strengthen our ability to be present in the now moment, where the now moment is going to be unfolding some really beautiful, powerful shifts, changes, and upgrades. And so we just kind of don't want to miss it, right? We want to be really present with whatever is going on in our life. And in that ability to learn to still and focus the mind, that ability to be present and to be kind of like creating that Jedi-like mind where we're able to be still in the moment that life is arriving, then we can choose how we move into it. And if we're still enough, we can know and that whole body knowing of how to move forward, how to be still, and how to make that next decision to move forward. So what the practice we're going to do, we're going to start with a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, which helps center the right and left hemispheres of our brain into kind of a wholeness. And that particular breathing pattern just helps us slow down so that as we arrive in our seat, we give ourselves space to slow down. And then we're going to be doing Vipassana meditation. And that really is, it's actually the most advanced meditation practice there is, and yet it is also the most simple and therefore complicated in its simplicity, because it is this stilling of the mind. So in Vipassana meditation, we take all of our attention. It's called a one-pointed focus awareness, or ekagrata. And you're just focusing on the space between your nose and your mouth. And the only job is to stay there. And so you're just noticing the, warmth of the breath moving out, the coolness moving in. So you might tune into the sensations or the feeling or the, the heat or the cool. And then otherwise, we take this backseat to being like the observer, the one who is watching the breath, the one who is watching whatever comes across the mind, but we remain detached from it. So that's where the mind training comes in. And that ability to really direct your attention to one place to focus is training your mind, just like you would be lifting weights and strengthening your biceps. It's training your mind to stay. And so some days will be easier than others. And really, I'll continue to come in. I'll try to give as much quiet and space as possible, but I'll come in with just some gentle reminders, like if you veered off, just return to the breath. And if your mind is really busy, especially in the middle of the day, if we've stopped whatever workflow we've been doing, is just to be, again, that observer mindset that becomes aware that you've got kind of gone off on a thought pattern, and just label it like, oh, thinking, return to the breath. Dreaming, return to the breath. Busy mind, return to the breath. That labeling system kind of really helps to catch yourself. And it's actually great to catch yourself, because that's an opportunity to, do the heavy lifting where you're returning to the breath. If we don't catch ourselves and we kind of wander off and be like, oh, wait, I forgot I was meditating, that frequency of doing it will eventually, you'll be able to stay with the breath a little bit longer. You'll veer away a little bit, less often. And some days are easier than others. Before we begin, does anybody have any questions about this particular practice? You guys good? Okay, cool. All right. Again, thank you for your energy and presence. This is both a practice that is good for you individually on your own journey, but the more of us that can gather in group, this energy of presence and calm, centered, focused, and this focus, like, while it is this like direct attention focus, it is not with strain, right? We're not like striving to focus and working hard. We're just becoming aware of when we veer off, and then we're calmly redirecting our attention back. And it's helping us to sit with whatever is arising. So if sometimes you sit and the mind is busy and you end the meditation and you're like, oh, I was frustrated because I just kept thinking the whole time, there's this deep letting go of that's okay, that's what was present today. And that's the part we're strengthening, is this deep okayness with whatever is arising. Because in here, as the observer that noticed that the mind was busy, or that you were planning or doing, there's still the observer that noticed that you were planning and doing. And that's the little part of us that we want to grow to, where eventually there's just more space between all of that. And this work together, really amplifies that in the collective field, to where as things move faster, we're helping to add spaciousness in the field among the fast energies and among that fiery, airy energy that we're going to be moving into soon. And that heightened emotional energy that might rise as we start to shift into March and April, with all of this water energy in Pisces, that's going to maybe move a lot more emotions forward in the collective. And it's going to move fast as it starts to, some of these planets start to shift into Aries. So being that our job as light workers is to ground that presence, to ground the beingness, and to ground that calm, centered observer mindset as life moves through. Those waves don't knock us down. We're just right here, steady, in practice, in strength, in calm, in that ability to regulate and return to the breath. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. What a beautiful day. I hope you get outside today. It's so lovely that spring energy has arrived. It's just wherever you are in the here and now, feel yourself ground, anchoring your seat to the earth. And give yourself just a moment, feeling unrushed, unhurried in your arrival. Hmm. And just feeling yourself plug into the core of the earth and pulling that grounding energy, bringing you into presence, the firmness of your seat. And there's a gentle rise in the spine. You might roll your shoulders up and back a couple times, releasing any tension from your morning so far. You might stretch your head from side to side, roll a couple head rolls, relaxing the neck. Take 2 or 3 clearing breaths. As you breathe in, pull that grounding earth energy into your body all the way up to the brain, to the crown of the head, and a big sigh out of the mouth, just letting go of any busyness, any rush you've had going on. There's plenty of time. In fact, our practice of pure present awareness allows us to stretch time, to manipulate time, to work in the flow that we need to call forth in any given moment. And then starting at your seat, and just take a slow scan of your body as you naturally breathe. And just notice if there's any gripping or holding in the belly. And just let the body start to soften towards the gravity pull of your body towards the earth. Everything just starts to melt down, softening, grounding. And then take a moment to spend a few breaths in your mental plane, so in the mind. And just notice as the observer what the conditions are in this particular moment before your practice. Just noticing if there's a busyness still settling in, if there's any anticipatory energies or expectations, just to breathe and release all expectations. Just calling forth this neutrality of whatever is arising in the mind is okay. And before you finally seal the eyes, you might even open and close them a few times or roll your eyeballs around, just kind of stretching your eyeballs, looking left, right, up and down. And then softening the gaze, closing the eyeballs. And then bring your bring your right thumb to seal the right nostril. And then your index and middle finger are going to land right at your third eye point between the brows, leaving the left nostril open. And then just relax the breath, release the breath out. And then take a long, slow, deep breath in through the left nose, taking about 4 to 6 seconds to fill up all the way. And pause at the top, seal the left nostril with the ring finger, and then control the breath out through the right side, taking the equal amount, 4 to 6 seconds out. Pausing at the bottom of the breath. Inhale, right side, fill up. Seal it with the thumb. Control the breath out through the left side. Inhale, left side. Pause, hold, release, right side. Begin filling up again and start to move through this breath pattern at your own pace. We'll just do a few rounds using the breath to anchor into the present, joining the left side and right side of our brains, bringing in this wholeness. You're welcome to extend the breath pattern to that 6-second count or even an 8-second count if you're feeling fuller. And take 2 more full rounds, right and left. And as you finish that second round, you can relax your hands to your lap, keeping the eyes soft or closed. And there's no rush to come to completion at all. And as your hands make their way to your laps, you can either have your palms facing down on your knees for more groundings. If you've been really busy today, you might ground. Or you can flip the palms up to be more receptive. Or you can take any mudra of choice. You might take the cosmic mudra where you relax the right hand cradled inside of the left at the belly. Or Gyan mudra where your index finger and thumb touch. It's the wisdom mudra, coming into this all-knowing posture. Or any other mudra of choice as a point of focus. And then just take a couple more whole body breaths here, just noticing as the observer any shifts since you first arrived. Maybe there's a little bit more of a calm energy moving through, mind starting to settle. And then we'll start to intentionally take that observer seat, or even utilizing the energy that Erica called in of the hawk. So taking that higher perspective, the one who is keenly watching with a relaxed nature, just like that hawk flying in the open blue sky, our mind like an open blue sky. And from this higher observer perspective of the clear mind, we start to direct our attention to the space between our nose and our mouth. Really small space, so directing a steady focus here. And just noticing the cool sensation of your breath moving in and the warm breath moving out. And if you have a hard time noticing the sensation of your breath here, you might take your index finger and just scratch your upper lip so you have a little bit more direct awareness. And if that still doesn't resonate, you can always just pay attention to the rise and fall of your belly. Just find a place to land. And allow yourself to soak in the quiet or whatever sounds are around you. And if they feel distracting for any reason, you might just label them and return to the breath. And as we stay focused here on the in and out breath, we allow the mind to be spacious like the sky. And any thoughts that arise, we just notice them like clouds drifting by in the sky. We remain detached. We just notice and return to the breath. And sometimes being in that stillness, in the quiet of no sound, our thoughts get louder, or discomfort arises, where we may tend to want to run or fix or do. And we just give space to that. There's nothing wrong with that. Our minds are created for processing information. So we just simply notice. You might label it as busy or doing or thinking. And then say, spacious breath, return. If the mind feels really busy, you might simply give yourself a mantra to help you focus. I am breathing in, I am breathing out, or in breath, out breath. There's nowhere else to be for the next few minutes, nothing else to do, simply watching the breath, training the mind to stay a little longer, more spaciousness in between the thoughts. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Everything else just begins to fall away, anchoring into stillness. You're doing great. Continue to maintain a calm, steady focus. Feeling yourself as loving awareness. Simply observing whatever is arising in your presence. Remaining detached from any thoughts or stories. Receiving the cosmic in-breath and letting go whatever needs to go. Spacious blue sky mind. And then for this last minute of our meditation, go ahead and start to shift your focus and just gently down into your heart space and landing in the seat of your heart into that 0 point space, that sacred chamber within your heart. You may have heard me talk about this as the altar to the universe within your own heart space. Just allow yourself to land here, maintaining that steady focus. And here you might refine your awareness to your heartbeat. Just feeling that steady, calm pulse of life within you. And just be here, be in it, fully present. And imagine you can receive the gift of your breath in and out of your heart space. And as you breathe, you might use the mantra, I am loving awareness, aligning your clear mind and heart coherence into the awareness of your heart space, that infinite quantum aspect of yourself. And one more breath here in the heart, breathing in love, expanding love out. And let your awareness drop all the way back down to your seat. And as we start to release the focus, draw in a nice, long, slow, deep breath. Imagining that you can breathe into your whole body. Take just a few breaths here, bringing your whole body back online, whole body breathing, receiving that pranic energy from every cell in your body, even through your fingernails, your hair, whole body receiving life force energy, awakening the senses. Feel that whole body receiving the clarity of your practice, keeping you grounded and connected to the earth. And take one or two more enlivening breaths here as you start to wiggle your fingers, you make some small movements. You might even start to tap your body back in. Just take a nice big clearing breath. Releasing out of the mouth. And rub your hands together, bringing some vigorous energy back in. Rub, rub, rub. And then cup your hands over your eyes and slowly blinking your eyes underneath your hands, preparing to receive the light again. You can open your hands away as you're ready. Blink your eyes open and welcome back into your space. Thank you so much for sitting with me today. Before we go, if anybody has any shares or questions about your practice, whether it was challenging today or felt spacious, I'm happy to take any shares before we go. Anyone?
I really like the labeling the thoughts. I had never heard that before, and that really helped me. It helped me not to like really latch onto them. It was just like, okay, thought, and then I was done and moving on. So thank you so much. And thank you
Yeah.
for all of it.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I found that really helpful as well, especially if you're in the middle of the day. It's hard to meditate because you're kind of stopping your, production mode. You're like, hold on, stillness. But I feel like that's even more powerful to do that, to stop in mid action and take time for stillness. Super important. So thank you so much for being here. Anybody else before we go?
Just thank you for holding this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for, I've been realizing that I've been meditating better in group than by myself lately, just because I feel like I keep tapping into the energies and then those energies make me busy. And so, sometimes that's nice to open up to downloads and information. And I have some intentional practices for receiving that information, but I also want the stillness and the quiet where it's not about that. And I have found that to be powerful in groups. So thank you for being here with me as well for my practice. So I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you hopefully maybe Friday if anybody's coming to the CAP and New Moon experience. I only have a few spots left if you are coming. I'm excited to do that. So I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good week.